Yep, just like that, the weather is different. I guess no flying unless it stops all of a sudden. It's happened before, that's how I got that awesome sun shot last time. That looks like it was just put there recently. I saw so many of these videos on the trending page today. It said something along the lines of O.J. Simpson confesses to murder. It has something to do with, there was a case way back where he's a football player and his wife was murdered and they thought he was the murderer, I guess, and for various reasons he was found not guilty, and everyone, or a lot of people, they say he did it. To my understanding, he wrote a book basically, I guess, trying to play into that, and it was titled something like saying if he did do it, so he's writing it as a third person where if he did do the murder, this is how it would have happened. And apparently this interview never aired before, where they asked him about this, and they aired it recently, and a lot of people are saying when they watched that interview, like, there it is, he admitted, he's a murderer. I tried to find somewhere where I can watch the full interview just out of curiosity, but I couldn't really find it. But from what I gathered from the bits that I did see, it seemed like, I guess, the biggest, this is weird, was how he made an emphasis on how everything he's saying in this interview is hypothetical. So as he's describing it, at times he says it in a first-person view, so that's kind of weird. For example, I saw like in one of those TMZ sites, they showed a clip where he's talking about, you know, if he saw something like a dead body, he would imagine it would be very, I guess, you know, distraughting in many ways. But then afterwards, in the end, he ends up with saying, it was horrible. Like, what? He just said it like as if you were there. So that's a little weird thing. Like, people are saying, well, there you go, there's admittance. I guess from briefly watching it, either he slipped up or he's one of the best method actors in the world, I guess. It did make me think though, let's pretend he did do it, like he admitted it way afterwards. Is there actually anything that can be done? Or is it, that's it, like that was the ruling, you can't go back to it and redo it again? I would imagine, again, if he did do it, then it would be more about the principles and the closure for the family, because I can imagine if people are getting away with that for years and years and years, it'll probably be like a huge sigh of relief from people. And I read this one about drone delivery, which actually got me thinking whether or not people think of both sides of the spectrum in terms of the topic. It says, drone delivered burritos, medication raised privacy concerns in Canberra. A drone delivered dinner sounds delightful in theory, but some Canberrans have raised concerns when faced with the possibility of being buzzed by a burrito flying at 120 kilometers per hour. So apparently in this area they've been testing drone deliveries, and I guess it'll soon become a norm for many places, like in those areas where you can't normally, I guess, get deliveries from vehicles and stuff like that. But obviously it says people in those areas, they fear their privacy will be violated. And then they were saying in terms of the CASA, it says, unfortunately there are no drone-specific privacy laws in Australia. And here was an interesting quote. It says, you don't own the airspace above your property. Aircraft can fly above your house and so can drones. And they basically kind of re-emphasize, in this case, they'll be about 30 meters above the ground, quite a way up. So privacy issues for this trial are really no different to an aircraft flying over. I mean, that's a true point, isn't it? I mean, if you fear stuff like this, why not every airplane and stuff in general that's above our heads? That's actually a bird there, I can hear it. Holy, that's so tiny. I still never figured out why they do that. Are they being territorial, for example, or they're just trying to like push them to line up and everything like that? But one of the things that got me thinking about that article was how, while it talks about delivering burritos, it also said medication. And it made me wonder, for people that fear things like privacy, like in this case, they're saying specifically, for example, they're delivering medication. Are you willing to, say, stop a tech, for example, in that sense, to deliver something important to people just because you have like a phobia of something in that case? Because I know here, apparently in Canada, there was a situation like that where someone actually died because they couldn't get medication because it's way too expensive and impractical to rent out a helicopter, for example, so the person actually just passed away. So in terms of thinking both ends of the spectrum, people often think of that extreme, for example, in terms of, hey, my privacy, they're gonna get like these crazy zooms on me, so because of that, ban it. But do people think of the extreme at the other end as well? Well, if you ban this, then should I not be able to help people with the tech in that way that could save their lives as well? So it makes me wonder for people that fear about things like that, if they think about that as well. Because I know for things like privacy, like even for a person like myself, if you're trying to fly something like those consumer drones to get a close-up of you way up in the air that high, good luck. You're like a little tiny dot. Alright, doesn't look like the rain's gonna stop. Let's find something in the old archive again. Alright, see you guys later.